Are you waiting to launch your shop because you feel like your listings aren't good enough? Are you waiting to launch your shop because your LLC filing isn't completed? Or maybe you're going on vacation next month and you don't want to launch your shop before you leave? Or maybe you're waiting to launch your shop because you are afraid that you will get too many orders, that you won't be able to fulfill them. I have heard all of these excuses. And yes, these are nothing but excuses. And this type of thinking is exactly what prevents people from ever reaching their full potential with Etsy. So today I'm going to talk to you about how much money you might be losing on Etsy because of your current mentality and how we need to fix that as soon as possible to get you from point A to point B as efficiently as possible on the Etsy platform. And at the end of this video, I'm literally going to show you how badly I really actually sucked at certain things that are now actually making me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So let's get right into it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris, and I am an Etsy shop owner of about 7 years now. I've sold $1.5 million in revenue on this platform and over $1 million in profit. I also sell on Amazon and Shopify, and my entire background is in corporate e-commerce. So that's what's really infused into all the strategies that I teach you here and in my program that's called the Multi-Six-Figure Etsy Blueprint. So I cannot stress how often I talk to Etsy sellers and prospective Etsy sellers who tell me they've been thinking of starting their shop since last year, or maybe that they've been thinking about taking their shop to the next level since last year. Last year, you guys, I'm serious. And when I ask the reasoning, 99% of them tell me that they were stuck on something. And usually it's being stuck on something mentally. They weren't sure what actions to take, when, what to focus on, and how. It almost paralyzed them from taking any action because they weren't quite sure what to do, or the timing wasn't quite right. So they've really spent that year thinking and researching and dabbling and researching some more and looking at their options, etc. And that was in place of really taking hard-hitting action over and over and over again with just a relentless attitude until they succeeded. So being stuck in their thoughts really prevented them from taking that type of action. So they've literally been like shooting themselves in the foot here. And I know that if something doesn't interrupt that natural pattern that they have, that they'll keep doing the same thing over and over again, year after year after year. And usually when this happens with people who have shops, right, they're kind of just like sitting and waiting and not taking action on getting it to the next level because they don't know how and when and using which methods. Usually the inaction leads them to feel not very good about their shops. And usually it ends up leading them to just close their shops after it sits dormant for a year or two. And then they say Etsy didn't work for them. The reason I know this is because I've seen the pattern hundreds of times now at this point over the last 7 months of talking to different Etsy sellers and prospective Etsy sellers. We're getting way too stuck in the thinking, and it's preventing us from taking profitable action steps. And really, at some point, any action is better than no action at all. A lot of times there's this, kind of overwhelming fear of what if this doesn't work for me? What if I fail? What if I try this and it doesn't work? What if I try to build a business and I fail? What if I try to build a business and it doesn't happen? What if I try to sell my designs and no one buys them? And I'm really here to say right now that I guarantee that 99% of the time, the first time you try something, you're going to suck at it. But that means nothing. It has zero determination about our potential future success with that thing. So for me, the first time I try something, I'm never good at it. And I also feel like it's never the perfect time to try something. Timing is one of those biggest excuses that we give ourselves. It's an easy out. Just like when is the perfect time to have a baby? There's not a perfect time to have a baby. It's the same thing with building a business. There's never the perfect time to build a business. Maybe you're working full time and you're thinking, oh, I'm too busy with work to actually put time into building a business. Then you're never going to do it. But then maybe you've gotten laid off or lost your job and you can't afford to build a business because you need financial security faster than what the business can provide. So I can guarantee there will never be a perfect time to do Etsy, and there will never be a perfect time to scale your current Etsy business to that next level. And if you keep putting things off to the next month or the next season or the next year, you are leaving so much money on the table. Because in the meantime, there are people starting up. There are potential future competitors getting in the game and building up their market share. Almost always, by delaying action, you're hurting yourself. And the only way to fail when you launch on Etsy is to set it and forget it. So set up your shop and then stop taking action. That's really the only way to fail. So my recommendation here is to stop thinking and to start taking action immediately, because you're going to be bad at first. So just get that part over with so you can move forward. And do not be hard on yourself month one. Just Just keep focusing on incremental improvements. So this means publish those listings, put up your first rendition of your designs, do your first social media posts, and start promoting your product. Implement that Facebook strategy for the first time. Make that custom order that you have no idea how to actually make for the first time. Ship that huge item that you are nervous about shipping for the first time. Push yourself to learn new skill sets and apply them for the first time. And when you're ever in doubt, just say yes and figure it out later. When you are actually pushing yourself and growing your business, you're never really going to feel like you know for sure what you're doing. And I can guarantee that your first attempt at making a new product, targeting a new customer, or implementing a new strategy, it's never going to be spot on. But if you don't start somewhere, you're not going to get anywhere. And I don't know about you, but being stuck is one of the worst feelings in the world. And if you feel too stuck for too long, it can really take a toll on you. So I want you to remember, you are leaving money on the table if you are letting those excuses take hold. And if you're not doing something uncomfortable, you are not growing. So now I'm going to show you just some vulnerable examples of this. So maybe the most obvious one, okay, we can talk about it, my first YouTube video. So you guys, I want you to look at this. Here I am about 7 months ago, July of 2022, looking super awkward. I have no clue what I'm doing. I have never even edited a YouTube video in my life, let alone talk to the camera by myself. You can hear my voice was different. It was almost higher and a little bit maybe more nervous. You can see my eyes were shifty. I wasn't really sure where to look. But you can see as you watch the videos that I slowly improved incrementally to the point now where we have over 20,000 subscribers in about 6.5 months. So how on earth did I do that? It's the same in any business, whether you're doing it on Etsy or building a YouTube channel or building a blog or building any type of a business. It's more action, less thinking. When I made my channel, I decided I was going to do 1 video a day for an entire month. And that is an insane goal for someone who's never done anything on YouTube before. But remember, short-term sacrifices are short-term. And I really believe that you can literally do anything daily for a month. So granted, I made it about 3 weeks, and then I ended up getting sick. But I literally forced myself into uncomfortable, fast growth by going 10 times harder than the average person would normally go with their first YouTube channel. And the whole reason was to get the volume of experience under my belt as quickly as possible. And it was really the volume of experience that would normally take someone, maybe the average person who starts a channel, potentially a year to gain. So even now, I look at my channel and I look at how many videos I have, and then I compare myself to other channels that are in the same kind of area, and they might have fewer videos over the span of 3 or 4 years compared to the number of videos I've put out in the last 6 or 7 months. But the whole reason I did that was to grow and improve faster. And you really have to gain a volume of experience. Thinking does not count as experience. Only action counts here, and there's really no way around that one. So that is my strategy, my mindset, my method that I implement anytime I start a new business. When I started on Etsy, I had 1 listing, and I sucked. I really did. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no SEO. I had 1 picture. I was basically treating it like eBay. But when it finally sold after 2 months, I got a taste of the potential. And then I went hard on what I call the sprinting strategies for the next 18 months. And I went way, way, way harder than the competition. And still today, in everything I do, I'm willing to be more uncomfortable and take more action in every single business I get into because I know I have the endurance to do it. And I know my competitors don't. My competitors don't want to be uncomfortable. My competitors don't want to go as hard, as consistently, and as long as I am willing to go. And this is really what can make you win every time you launch something new, including Etsy. And it's now to the point where if I am feeling nervous about something or uncomfortable about something, I think to myself, yes, Dylan, you are going to grow. This is going to push you. This is going to make you better. This is exactly what you should be doing right now. So if your thoughts and your mind is holding you back from really pushing hard and going forward with Etsy or making key changes to grow your shop, I really encourage you to be strong and courageous and replace that thinking with action. And if you want to follow my method for building businesses, particularly when it comes to Etsy, I would love to work with you. I have over 400 students right now who are working with me. Around 120 are doing coaching one-on-one with me. And if you want to be one of those students, I'd love to work with you and give you the exact plan with the actions to follow to get your business off the ground to its potential. So if you're ready to get after those results, definitely reach out to me on Instagram at Dylan Jarvis. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I put out videos every week, and seeing the subscriber number go up, that really encourages me to keep making more of these for you. All right, I will see you in the next video.